Jordan. Letting you out of here. Any questions for Coach?
I think we did. Tonight we dug ourselves a little bit of a hole to begin the game. I didn't think we had the urgency that we talked about that we wanted to come out with. Played a really good team. I mean, that's what we wanted to do to start the season off with against a really good team, and to really measure ourselves and see where we needed to improve and where we need to get better. I knew there was going to be a lot of different emotions in this game, especially with our freshmen that's coming in and playing. They were really jacked up, all of them. I think each one of them took a turn shooting the ball over the basket the first time, and I'm pretty sure they're going to settle down and shoot them and be who they're capable of being. But again, it's just our first unit has come in and set the tone, and I don't think we did that tonight. We gave up too many paint points, gave up too many offensive rebounds, and we didn't crash the board and do the things that we want to do to feel gives us the best chance to win the game. But we'll go back and look at the things that we didn't do well, which is kind of I think when we did take a deep dive, probably a longer list than we hoped for after the first game, but it is the first game, and I know we'll improve from it.
Questions for Jordan?
Jordan, what were maybe the issues offensively in the first half when you guys were kind of struggling to convert?
We just came out flat. Like you said, the first unit didn't come with the intensity like we know we're capable of playing with. We didn't make the shots. We got good looks. Just making our shots, getting to the paint. I don't feel like we attacked like we were supposed to. We didn't get 2 feet in the paint, as we talked about in our whole lead up to this game. Our game plan was to get in the paint, make sprays. We didn't do that early. So I think that's what really caused it, not being aggressive enough on offense.
In the second half, do you think that what kind of led to more success offensively then?
We think we just eased into the game. The second half we felt a little more comfortable out there. It's the first game, like you said, a lot of nerves, a lot of emotions going on. Kind of played tight in the first half, and I think kind of the second half late, we're gonna find a rhythm of how we play and how we move the ball and we made shots.
Talk about turning the ball over. You turned the ball over 20.3% of your possessions. Obviously, when you play against SEC opponents, those type of numbers are really big. So what would you guys be working on to improve that stat?
Ball security, for sure. We got into the paint a couple times, had some sprays. We ended up turning the ball over. Just being strong with the ball, being decisive, doing the things we work on every day. It's just the first game. I think we'll improve as the season goes on. They were pretty long. But just being strong with the ball, getting to our 2-foot gathers, and being strong with it.
You only took the 5 shots. Is that, do you think, there were more there for you to be more aggressive, or is it just that's where, that was the course of the offense and you're going to take, what it presents?
Yeah, I just take what it presents. Coach asked me to do whatever I'm asked to do, night in, night out. So whatever I'm asked, I'll do. We ran our offense. We ran the sets that we were supposed to run. I should crash more, get some more opportunities to shoot the ball. If that's what I need to do, then I'm fine with it. I do whatever the team needs.
Jordan, how much of the struggles that you guys did have in that first half were a product of what Memphis was doing defensively, and how much of it was you guys just still trying to figure out how to play together?
Yeah, we had a lot of new guys still trying to figure it out. They switched everything. They were long. And another thing, they kind of forced us to the middle a little bit, something we hadn't seen before. We just got to get used to playing with each other, find the rhythm with each other. It's the first game. I think it's having a lot of new guys. You kind of expected that going in, but running the offense that we run in the sets and playing like we're capable of playing, I think all that is subside.
The freshmen, got some good run. What did you see from them?
See a lot of potential in them. They're long, they're active. Colin Smith crashed the board a lot. Malik Dia made a shot, big shot for us. You see just the versatility. They all play hard. Paul Lewis came in and gave us some great minutes. Lee Dorr came in and gave us some great minutes. They're all just so versatile and they can do a lot of things for us. I think just getting comfortable with them, settling in, will be big for us.
How does that Memphis team compare, Jordan, to some of the longer, more athletic teams you've seen defensively?
Yeah, for sure. It reminds me of like an LSU or somebody that switches a lot. A lot of teams switch in the SEC, so we're going to see that. It was a good test for us the first game. They played hard, they played long, they crashed the boards. Where the SEC presented a challenge like the SEC team will present, and showed us we got to go back to the drawing board and get a little tougher, more physical, and to take our physicality up another notch.
Thank you, Jordan. Open up for questions for Coach.
When you went to a lot of the freshmen late, what was the thinking behind that?
think our older guys are playing well. Give the younger guys a chance to get out. I mean, they didn't have great, great starts. Again, like I said, they got out and the nerves got them a little bit. They were really juiced up. I think Colin shot his first shot over the basket. They didn't. Then we subbed back, brought the older guys back, so he played, short minutes in the first half. And once he got in the second half, I thought he was more comfortable. He was able to knock down a shot. He crashed the boards, got a couple of offensive rebounds. Malik did some good things for us on the offensive end. I think he had a couple of opportunities where he could have maybe stepped up and took a charge for us there. Those are things that we'll watch on film. But those guys, they cut into the league. They got it down to 10. And again, they had a transition layup, and we had a layup around the basket there where they dropped it off to Malik and he missed. That was kind of a 4-point swing. I could have maybe got it to a 6-point game there where we could have really maybe putting a little bit more pressure on them. I think with them playing with the lead, they were comfortable for most of the game. We didn't really put that single digit pressure on them that I think that can change the game for you. But they did some good things again. It was when you play teams that switching like that. I mean, we would love to, really got Lim established a little bit more. He got in a little bit of foul trouble. We took him, but I still brought him back because just when you're switching like that and they put a small on him, he's a guy that we can throw down. Q, he's 6'8", 6'9", and he's not really. I mean, he's a great passer out of the post, but he's not a guy that we want to go down there to really generate a lot of offense on there. Even Lee Dort is more of a threat for us down there, has a big body around the basket. That's why I chose to go with him for a few minutes there in the second half. He made a nice little play at the basket, just came up short, and obviously you see how he has the ability to protect the rim for us. But again, it's a lot of things that we'll go back and watch. Again, a really good test. We wouldn't get anything out of bringing in a team and beating them by 40. We want to get a team that we feel that is going to be at the end of the year, a quiet-worn team. And we started off with a good test, and now we'll continue to build from here.
You mentioned a little bit of a lack of intensity kind of in the first half. What needs to happen to change that?
Well, I would say that's a lack of intensity. I mean, I think they were all juiced up a little bit. We didn't rebound the basketball. I think that was key. We didn't go and hit and keep those guys off the board. So I think when we look at it, it's kind of self-inflicted wounds that we had when we played good defense. We did some good things during that possession, but then you allow the team to get an offensive rebound. It's really deflating. And then guys started to hang. Even our older guys that started to hang with their heads a little bit because they knew that they missed their assignment, and they know that that's one of the things that we talked about. We talked about getting in the paint, us winning the paint, coming in there and having a plan. I thought we threw up a lot of wild shots, in the paint, even when we got in the paint, as opposed to, playing and trying to make the game easier for others. And we did that a little bit better in the second half, but this is a type of game where you need to start off with that type of mindset, and we did do it tonight.
Yeah, when you bring in a team like Memphis first game, it seems like the last few years, it seems like you guys have been playing your best at the end of the season, especially last year. Was this kind of a move to get a team in here first game, try to get the level a little bit higher earlier in the season by playing a team like this and test yourself that way? Yeah,
it just worked out. We maybe would love to play them in a week from now, but it just happened that it worked out that we both had this, open date, and it made a lot of sense. It's, something that we'd like to keep going on, in the future. Playing Memphis, obviously, the background that Penny and I have is being former players and being able to compete against each other. And we didn't really know what their team was. I mean, they added some key pieces, during the off season that helped them, and they're an old team. Like we're I think if you compare the ages of our team, I mean, they got a kid up there that damn near played with me. On their team. They have 26-year-olds on that team. So those are good tests for us. To play against those older guys. I mean, it's a bunch of 24s and 25s on that damn team. And we did what we supposed to do. I mean, our youth showed up a little bit, but I think that test is going to help us down the road.
Being as young as you are, how difficult do you think it's going to be to get a little
No, I mean we're young as far as but we're talented. We're talented with our youth. I mean we got 6 guys on our roster that have been they got at least 3 years of experience with us. So we're not a young team. I mean, like I said, I'm going to play our young guys because we need to build that depth. We need to build that the growth of our program going forward and making sure those guys get quality minutes and quality reps. So I mean, I probably could have played, our older guys probably 30 plus minutes if this was a SEC tournament game or if this was an NCAA tournament game. I probably would have done that, but we're gonna play our guys, because we gotta build that depth for later on down the road. I think we're better suited to sustain. Obviously, Emmanuel got banged up today. He had a little bit of a shoulder injury, went down, had a bad fall there. But again, those are I think we're built better to be able to sustain something like that better than we have in the past. We've had a couple of our Liam out, and we had Rodney Chapman out. It was difficult for us to try to bring in that type of talent behind them, and I think we can do so now with the group that we have.
How challenging is it, Jerry, is it gonna be to get a rotation set here, and what would that be ideally?
Well, I mean, it'll kind of play itself out. I think guys are gonna play themselves into minutes. We're gonna go with our starting group. We're gonna bring in our guys off the bench. I mean, there's guys that deserve to play. I mean, Noah Shelby has been probably as good as any of our backup guards, but he's playing behind Tyron Lawrence and he's playing behind Trey Thomas, guys that have proven that they have won games for us. So I mean, they're gonna get the first nod, but he's gonna get an opportunity to compete and earn minutes that way. I mean, I don't have anybody that knows me. I don't have a problem playing. Everybody's I've never seen during the course of a season where anybody on the roster that won't get an opportunity. I mean, I think Miles Keefe, a guy that Paul Lewis, he didn't play many minutes tonight, but he come out of concussion protocol a week ago. But a few days ago, he has been as good as anybody. I mean, when we played in a couple of our exhibition scrimmage games, I mean, he does really good things for us. So I mean, I think you're gonna see his talent. You're gonna see his ability to shoot the basketball. You're gonna see Malik's versatility, the things that he's able to do. Colin Smith, the way he can shoot the ball, the way he defends, and how he goes to the offensive rebound. Wasn't a great representation of that tonight, but I think over the course of these preseason games, you'll be able to see some of the things that these guys are capable of.
Is center kind of gonna be a matchup decision in terms of who starts, or how are you approaching that?
Well, I mean, I think we was thinking about just from a defensive standpoint. Q is, he just knows he's really good defensively, and I mean knows all of our sets, and those guys are gonna play. I'd much rather have start Q, and then I can bring Liam off the bench, and I can run him a lot longer. He's going well. He can play 7, 8, 9 minutes straight if we need to, and bring Q back, as opposed to just starting Liam early on. But it just depends though. Like a team that like tonight that played in hindsight where we really needed a bigger presence with their switching, not knowing that they were going to switch everything from the onset. But we probably would have gone with Liam to start this game, because if they switch, now we got a bigger guy that we can throw it up to that can finish around the rim. But those are things that are kind of, again, sort themselves out as the season goes on. I mean, like I said, this kid does a lot of good things. Lee Dort, you can't discount him out of being in the picture somewhere. I mean, he's got to, he's gonna wait his turn. Those guys are gonna get plenty of opportunity to establish themselves as our starting center and our backup center. But we got young guys that are pushing them, and that's something that we haven't had in the past. That's a welcome insight for us.
Coach, Tim Buckley with the Daily Memphian. Did you sense that they maybe got as much out of you as you got out of them long term? And also pregame, seemed like maybe you spent just an extra minute with Penny. Anything you care to share about that moment?
Well, no, I mean, I think it was really good. Again, like I said, they scouted us. We scouted them as much as we could. Again, I mean, when it's difficult when you have a first game like this, because we went back and because they added new pieces too, bringing in Kendrick Day. We saw him last year at SMU, so we went and watched some of the film about the SMU game to see kind of how some of the things that he did that we needed to try to be prepared for. A couple other guys that that's new to their mix, but it's definitely something great to have on tape. LSU, I don't know about the current LSU team, but they reminded me of the LSU team, the way they switch everything. They got a lot of size, a lot of length, and we didn't have great success with them the first time around, but once we kind of got a feel of what they were doing, we kind of had that numbers when we played them. But no, Penny's was a great player. I think he's a great coach. He's doing a great job with that program. I'm just happy that we were able to come together and get this game and something that we can continue to have in the future.
When Liam got that third foul, did that change anything that you wanted to do?
No, man, we won a lot of games with Quentin Lamar Brown. So I mean, again, it's kind of centered by committee. It's whoever's going well is going to be how it goes. I mean, they know that. I mean, they're great. These guys did a lot of good bonding over the season. We took a foreign trip this year. They're a tight-knit group. So I mean, I think when he's not in and Liam gets an eye, Q's going to be the biggest cheerleader for him. I think Liam, when he was out last year and on the sideline, whenever Q made a good play, there was nobody that was jumping in and more excited than Liam. And I think that's just the things that we're building right now of sacrificing. Jordan probably wanted to play a little bit more than he played tonight, but again, those are the sacrifices that I have to do and the decisions that I have to make because I know where we need to go and where we need to grow, and those guys need those reps. And it would have been great to win this game. We would feel great about it if we'd played all those guys 37, 38 minutes and didn't get to see our freshmen and let them have some of this experience on the first night of their college career. No, I think we're more in tune to the big picture. Well, I'm more in tune to the big picture, and I'll continue to do that, over the course of these games. We understand that they're important games, and we need to, win games and make sure that we have a certain number and have a good resume at the end of the year. But at the same time, I think that once we figure out who we are and figure out how we want to play and have a great understanding of that, the games will come. We have plenty of opportunities to win quad one games in our league. That's the beauty of being in the SEC.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Max.